this amendment requires cities and counties to adopt public camping bans in order to access the document recording fee backfill. So under the underlying budget, we've once again backfilled the document recording fee with over $100 million. And we've heard throughout the session, Mr. Speaker, the problems. We have one of the highest document recording fees in the nation, possibly well over $300 at the end of this session, depending upon what legislation makes it to the governor's desk and gets signed. And that is a devastating problem. It's not like, you know, like a little bit higher than the other states. It's a lot higher, but we're seeing revenues into the document recording fee plummet, and that's part of our housing crisis as well. We're not recording enough documents because we're not building enough housing. And one of the reasons, aside from some of the regulations and laws passed here that make it hard to build housing supply here in Washington, is the fact that when we're trying to get the monies for the document recording fee, and then we're trying to disperse document recording fee dollars for things like homelessness and other things, we're actually making it harder because we allow just this free flow of public camping in tent cities and encampments in communities all across Washington. And Mr. Speaker, you might have heard about the fight that Burien had recently, especially given the Grants Pass and Boise rulings by the U.S. Supreme Court, which basically said cities have the right to go establish their own camping ordinances and control this problem. Mr. Speaker, the state of Washington hasn't really done anything to control our record homeless population. We are one of the highest homeless populations in the entire United States. And sometimes it's really sad because a lot of the times the homeless population is a combination, it can be, of, you know, economic devastation to that person, but also oftentimes mental and behavioral health problems combined with substance abuse. And Mr. Speaker, what we've also seen is record amounts of drug deaths in our state, over 3,600 drug deaths, a lot of them due to the fentanyl pouring into our state across our borders and in other places has essentially gone unchecked. The drug crisis, and unfortunately, not only do we see very unsafe tent cities between daycares and schools and businesses, it's hurting our local economies. This is not a victimless crime. A lot of the time, the homeless population is committing crimes to continue the things that they do, and then we have to use public resources for the aftermath, the absolute human misery and destruction that is happening on our streets. And Mr. Speaker, I would like to be a society that does not step over those in crisis. I would like to become a society that helps those in crisis and not trying to give them the tools that will aid in their own demise, but instead ban public camping in our cities and our public space. If you want to be able to use the document recording fee and able to help with some of the homeless and housing programs, you can't cut off your nose to spite your face, Mr. Speaker, and that's why this amendment is a great reform that is needed in our budget. Please vote yes.